What's going on, guys? It's Tyler with High Crucible Steels. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and are ready for the Thanksgiving week in the coming days. So I just wanted to get on here and show you a little bit more about the Kizer. This is the Kizer Topsail, and this is a frame lock titanium scaled knife with S45 VN blade steel. One thing I noticed about this knife is it's super thin behind the edge. It's just made that way with a flat grind, and it's probably the thinnest behind the edge that I have to date. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how thin behind the edge this blade really is. Already pretty sharp right out of the box. I wasn't completely happy with how sharp it was, so I'm going to resharpen it like I do most of my knives anyway. And I figured I'd let you guys come along, so we're going to start that now with an Otoma 140 profiling stone to get my edge exactly where I want it, and we will catch you on the flip side. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got everything set up. Got my digital angle finder, zero it out and put it on the edge of their knife, and then we lay the bevel, secondary bevel, onto the edge. I am going to shoot for about 17 degrees on this knife. I feel like it's a solid number, and we'll go ahead and start this process. I'm not one to actually put a marker on my bevel. I can see that just by looking at my scratch pattern. And not to mention, I don't like to pick my angle up once I've set it down, at least for a good 15 to 20 passes. If you mess up, just stop, see where you're at, and continue forward. Right now I'm just doing forward passes just to make sure that I get this angle just right, but you can do forward and reverse passes, as is pretty much any knife. The other side, already made the line on my finger earlier, so all we're doing here is we're going to flip that burr right on over, just like that. Alright, we're right around it. Now, just got to make sure we keep this angle. And I think we are ready to move right on to the next stone. My burr is set and flipped over completely. We're going to go to a medium grit 600 stone by the same company, Otoma. And I like to sharpen on that same exact side and just continue my work. And just like that, we have a brand new scratch pattern established. It really doesn't take long to get that scratch pattern established, so I like to go ahead and get it a good few times, 15 times or so, before moving on to the other side and then to the next stone. So that initial sharpening is the hardest part, for obvious reasons. A lot coarser of a diamond stone, much more resistance, more pressure. It feels like you have to put on your hand. But yeah, it's a lot. We're gonna flip that over. Oh wow. Look at that, guys. That burr just popped right off and it's sitting right there on top. Now on my finger, and it just comes right off real slow. Might try to put that in slow motion. They did a really good job with the heat treat. Phenomenal job for that bird to just pop off like that. Okay, and we have a new burr that has flipped onto this side, and we now have a new scratch pattern as well on both sides of that new burr. It's a 600 grit scratch pattern. And that stone, just like that, is done. Now I can pull out my favorite stone, which is a resin bonded, one of my favorite stones, the Phoenix by Veneve resin bonded diamond stone at around 1100 grit. And I have found that I enjoy oil on this particular stone. It does just as good as the dish soap and water at removing all slurry and anything that would clog up this stone. So a good amount. You can always wipe it off later if you need to. Find your burr and get ready to flip it. Go back to your line, the same one you have been set, and just run it in a reverse fashion until you're ready to begin sharpening again. So we've got a burr on this other side now, and we're just going to check and make sure that scratch pattern has laid down nice on the other side, and it looks like it has to the eye. So we're going to go ahead and finish up on the other side by flipping that burr and continuing our scratch pattern onto this final stone at around 1100 grit for S45VN. Okay, now we are ready to deburr. We're just going to use that same line. All right, go ahead and wipe that oil right on off of there. And right off the stone, it should be pretty sharp already, which is a really good feeling. So we're just going to strop it with some 6 micron stroppy stuff on a suede strop real quick, nice and light, before we go right on into our progression of strops. I do have a smooth 6 micron. Barely just using my fingertips for this job, part of the job, and then we switch it right on over to the 1/2 micron. New piece of paper. As you can see, it's much sharper. I've been flicking it all weekend and then just itching to get to where I could sharpen it. But yeah, that's the end result. Very beautiful, almost semi-mirror polished is what I would say it is. And yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and my name is Tyler. We'll see you next time. Peace.